set up Docker in your machine, you will go to the browser. Here I've opened Google, and you can just run here that install Docker, and then this Docker official website you will be landed into. Here there are two options by which you can install Docker. So if it is your Linux operating system, then the Docker engine is the by default option it comes. If it is Windows or Mac you are using, so in that case, instead of using Docker engine, you will need to install this Docker desktop. Okay, so here under setup you will get a section called install. So here for Mac you will get the binary. Here you can download as per your hardware, whatever. You will just, after downloading, you just double click on that and you will be getting all the steps for installation. That is very easy. And also for Windows the process is same, just a different binary you will need to download and install. After that, once the installation is completed, you can just use Docker. And for Linux also, this desktop option is also available. You can download from here whatever the binary you need as per your Linux distribution version. And also this Docker engine is also, there is another option. So what is the difference between these two is that the desktop gives you a graphical user interface to interact with Docker, but this Docker engine does not have that graphical user interface. It has only the client, the command line interface. There will be terminal from where you will be able to run commands and to interact with Docker engine. So Docker, so I have installed through this mechanism. So Docker engine useful when you are installing Docker in server, because your servers will not have graphical user interface. Okay, so you will get SSH to access into your server, that is a terminal. So Docker engine is useful when you are installing your server, but it is useful for local also. So I have installed through this option. This installation process is also very simple. Say you are using Ubuntu, but that is the my case is that. So there, just keep all this. So they are installed using app upt repository. This is the easiest option, I think. So there are two steps process are there. Set up Docker repository, just copy paste the entire command. You can copy from here and paste in your terminal and run it. And the second stage is this: if you want to install the latest version, just click here and just copy this particular command and just run it in your terminal. Then it will take some time and it will get installed. And there is another step. This is just to verify if the installation was successful. So once this steps is completed, then you just copy paste and run that. You will get some hello command, and that means that your Docker is successfully installed. Yeah, that's all I think for installation. Now let us go to here and use Docker. So once that installation is complete, so you can just check what Docker version you are using by running command like this. So after the installation is completed, you will get this Docker command option here. Otherwise it will show that there is no Docker command available if the installation is not successful. Okay, so let us move ahead. So first of all, say for example you want to install MongoDB in our in our machine. So to set up MongoDB or whatever, you can install anything else also, Redis or MySQL or Python, Node.js, whatever. So let us begin with MongoDB first. Okay, so if Docker are not here, so what we have been doing is that we will go to MongoDB official website and download MongoDB and install in local. So in case of Docker also we need to download something, but instead of downloading the MongoDB binary directly, we'll download the Docker image. Just understand what is the Docker images. So Docker image we will download. So Docker image for each and every software you wants to install, say MySQL, Redis and whatever. So there is a website called Docker Hub. So I'll go there. So just open here Docker Hub, or you write Docker Mongo, whatever the application you want to install. Say if it is MongoDB, just type Docker Mongo, or if it is Redis, type Docker Redis and press enter in Google. So I'll just search Docker Mongo and it will take me to the official Docker Mongo official image page. Okay, so and this website is hub.docker.com. so you can directly visit here and search here also MongoDB or whatever the software you want to install. So this is Docker image official repository. So hub.docker.com, what is this? So this is just like, you can think of like GitHub. Okay, so just like GitHub is a code repository, so where you can just pull and push all your code. So similar feature is available here in case of Docker Hub also, but here instead of code push and pull, you can just push and pull Docker images. So there is a command. Say for example, you want to download this MongoDB into your machine, so in that case this command you will need to run in your local. So I'll just copy this and paste it in the terminal. Okay, so first thing we'll need to pull this, so it will pull a MongoDB image from the Docker Hub. So here you can see it is showing that using default tag latest means if you do not mention any version, it will download the latest version with the latest tag. You can see it is getting downloaded from Docker Hub. So what we are doing is that, so we have Docker Hub, this is official and public repository. You can create your own repository just like GitHub, and then you can pull here something and download it into your local machine. Okay, so image, Docker image, what is this? Image is nothing but this is a static file. Docker file is a static file. So static file means just like zip. In a zip folder, what you do, you keep a number of other files and zip it into a single file. Similarly, Docker image also a static file. A static means it does not have any life, I mean no life cycle, it's just like a simple file. Okay, so it is downloaded. So just to verify, so there is a command called docker images. If you just run it, it will show what are the images available in your local machine. So you can see the Mongo repository, it has been downloaded from, the version is latest, and this is the image ID. It was created 2 months ago, means whatever the official images were pushed, first time it was published into Docker Hub 2 months ago. This is the size. Okay, so now next step is that from this image we can create container. Okay, from this image you can create container here. So this image is just like, you can think like a class in object oriented. In whatever object oriented programming, we create class, and from class you can create multiple object, right? You can create object as many object you want. You can create object 2, object 3, you can create. So similarly from image, there is a image, this is Docker image, you can create as many container you want, you can create. So this is static, just like a template. In case of class, this is static, but the object you can create, this is a this is a living thing you can call. So similarly, image is just a template and container is a living entity, so it has a life cycle. Okay, so just like this is like a process, the operating system process has a life cycle, process created, running, sleeping, all the states are there, and similarly container are just our process only. Okay, so now we'll create a container from this. So this is that is also, I'll just clear the screen. So for that I'll just again run docker images just to copy the image. This is the image name. So the command for creating a container is that docker run, then just will put the image name here. Okay, image name is the repository name, that's Mongo. So just if you just run this command, it will create a container. So another option I will just put here, just D option. That is D implies that create the container as a background process. It will be created as a daemon. Okay, so I'll just run this command. So it will print the I think this is the container ID, it has printed and successfully it is created. So I'll just to check, and the command is there, that is called docker ps. Ps means processes. If you run it, you will be able to see that one container has been created 16 seconds ago, and the container ID is this, container name is this. Docker provides some random name like this, that the names are very interesting. So first part is some adjective you will get, and the second part you will get the name of some famous person, mostly a scientist. So trusting Herman, I think this is the name of the container. If you do not provide any name here while creating the container, it will be created with random names. Okay, so this is the container running. So far what we have done, just I'll quickly recap. So we had the Docker Hub image repository here. So from there we have pulled image into our local machine. Okay, and then from here I have created a container, and as many container you want to create, you can do that. So I have created one container. If you want to create another container, you can just create. If you just run this command again, it will create another container. So you can see there is a different ID. So docker ps, you can see there are two containers running. Okay, container one, both are MongoDB instance. So this is one of the biggest advantage of Docker, that you can run multiple instance of an application or software in a single machine. So which is a problem which is difficult if you do not have Docker, if you are installing or running application directly on top of operating system. Okay, so this is the advantage. So now let us understand. I'll just clear the screen. Let's understand now what is happening actually. So this is your operating system, sorry. So this is your operating system, and you have created two containers here. So this is Mongo 1, and this is Mongo 2. Two containers we have created, right? So this Mongo 1 is running in a supports, there is the operating system. This is your host OS. So in my case it is Ubuntu. Ubuntu has some file system, home, etc, all these things are there. And similarly this operating system will have its own file system. It will have its own root, own etc, everything. Actually the entire file system for this, file system is completely different than this operating system file system. Okay, it will also have its own file system. So completely this is isolated environment where this particular container is running. This is also running in a separate environment here. So now let's try to get into this container first. Okay, I'll just run some command and get into this container's terminal. Okay, and we can just run and access MongoDB there we can use. Okay, cool. So let us run this. So there is a command called docker exec, means docker execute. By using this we can execute any command within this container. Docker exec, then I will just provide this option -it, that means interactive terminal. So that it provides me a interactive terminal, that is a terminal where I can interact, I can type or anything. Okay, so then you just put the name or ID of that container which you want to access, and then just put whatever the command you want to run. Say this is the sh command I want to run. Sh will give me a cell. Okay, so I'll just press enter. So you can see the prompt has changed from this to this. This prompt was my laptop's prompt, and this hash is the container's prompt. So now I'm not in my machine, I am within the container. So if you just run ls-l command, you will get to see that there is a file system. So you can see all these folders and everything are present here. Okay, so I'll just put ls, so you can see all these folders are there. So this is just another Linux distribution, it's not same as mine. Okay, so here you can run other commands also. Say for example ps command will show you all the running processes. So psaux for example will show you what are the processes running within this particular container. Okay, so this is the MongoDB daemon is running here. So if you want to you want to access MongoDB, so their command is for mongo sh. So mongo sh will access into MongoDB and show you all the databases. So here I think this is a test database. By default it has been selected. So if you just type here show databases, it will show you all the databases. These are the default databases comes when you install MongoDB. You can create new database, store data into it. Everything is possible to do. Okay, so similarly I'll just exit from here. So MongoDB terminal I exited. Similarly I will exit from the container also. So I came back to my host machine terminal. So similarly I can get into this particular container also using the same mechanism by using the docker exec command. This is the command, so you just need to put. Okay, so the first part, and this is the docker exec is the command, then this is for providing an interactive terminal, and this is the container name, and this is the whatever the command you want to run. You can directly run any other command also here. Instead of sh, say for example, if I want to run something else, say this is the ls command I want to print, so ls will give you the output of the ls command. Okay, we good to see. And you can directly access MongoDB also. If you just directly want to run mongo sh command here, you can do that. So mongo sh will directly give you access to the MongoDB directly from. Okay, cool.